Howdy. This time I'm reviewing Universe Galvatron, one of the more controversial figures, shall we say. Instead of a cannon, he's now a tank. Whilst it looks realistic, it also has a futuristic feel to it, mainly due to the transparent orange and silver barrel, which evokes Galvatron's arm cannon and later becomes it. The proportions are pretty good, and no obvious robot parts are visible. Well, unless you look from underneath. The mold detailing is excellent, and the decision to use silver for the paint apps was a good one. There's also Galv25 on the turret. No prizes for guessing what that references. Like movie Brawl, he's got this missile or grenade pod on the back of the turret. It moves up and down, but I'm sure that's for the transformation only. For features, the turret turns 360 degrees. The tank also rolls along, or skids along, I should say, on 4 wheels. What's odd about these wheels is that they're safety orange, for no reason I can think of. The barrel's trigger is also safety orange. Silver or a less obnoxious shade of orange would have been better, really. At least it fires the missile well when pressed. A lot of people have complained that this mode is small for a deluxe, but when compared with other classics figures like Ultimate Battle Megatron or Sunstreaker, that isn't really the case. If you think of this as an upgraded form of the G1 repaint of this figure, it's alright. There's been speculation about the caps seen in the Robot Mode's backpack. Some have suggested that they are for a fan-made walker tank mode. You transform him a little, flip out the robot feet and the caps, transform him back, and this is what you get. Whether this was intentional or not, I don't know. I consider this an extra. The best way to describe Galvatron's transformation is overly ambitious. There's lots of things to do, and it's likely parts will pop off, so don't be surprised if that happens here. And you thought the alternators took this long to transform. If there's one thing right about the robot mode, is that it evokes G1 Galvatron without question. As I said, the barrel forms the arm cannon, which rotates with or without the arm. The head sculpt is also good, with the typical crown design, though on my figure there's a bit of purple paint over one of the optics. He also has the square pattern on his torso. Galvatron retains the mold detailing from vehicle mode, and adds a little more on his legs. Also, the colour scheme is nicely balanced with the grey and purple, though a lot more of that garish safety orange is revealed. Still, he looks a lot less drab than in vehicle mode. Unfortunately, due to the deluxe size and the complexity of his transformation, the resulting robot mode is a mess, to put it bluntly. For starters, the proportions are way off, with the lower legs being bulkier than the thighs, the head being tiny in comparison to the rest of him, and the right arm being longer than the left. I don't like how one hand is clawed open while the other is moulded into a fist. It just doesn't look right. A lot of junk ends up on his back, with these caps serving no purpose here. It's also hard to keep these pieces connected. Then there's the lower legs, which look bad from the sides. And these pieces don't lock in place well. His articulation is intentionally decent, but since he's poorly balanced, it's hard to get him to stand up. The feet don't help much either. The sad thing is, the design is actually pretty clever, and if this was a Voyager or even an Ultra, it could have been fantastic. But by making him a deluxe, the overall execution is pretty bad. The tank mode is good, but the robot is a sad mess. One of the least recommended universe figures. Join me next time where I will be reviewing Beast Wars Armadillo. Until then, till all I want